How are you? I'd like to share a little story with you, if I may, and it's quite uplifting. One of our clients was having a presentation, and as often the case, when you have developers and consultants that are, presenting ideas, they're often not sure how they're going to be received, particularly if you're dealing with people that aren't quite familiar with the outcome or don't quite understand the technical reports or the drawings that are often presented. So there's a little bit of anxiety there before the meeting. In fact, our clients said that they were having trouble sleeping the night before. They were quite anxious about this presentation they were having the following day because they just weren't sure how their audience was going to respond. Now, to their credit, they've used our virtual world, our digital twins, to take the data, bring it together into a format that everyone could understand. Well, that's certainly what we hoped. So after the meeting, we were talking about it, and they actually sort of said it was such a relief, that the night before there was so much anxiety around what they were presenting, largely because, again, everyone in this process works really hard. The developers, the consultants, the council officers, they're all working really hard to get to a great outcome. But of course, when there's community involved and other stakeholders involved that don't quite share the detailed understanding of that outcome, it can be challenging. So I guess at the end of the day, I want to give full credit to anyone that looks to improve that process, to looks to reduce the anxiety, and to be perfectly frank, to give you a bit of comfort that the way you're presenting will help others in that process understand that outcome, and to give you more confidence in that, because we do struggle sometimes in our industry, sadly, where there is the disconnect between the designers, the authors of the drawings, etc., the developers. Again, they're all trying to do good things, and then decision makers or sometimes the general community or other stakeholders that don't quite understand what that is. So again, all we're trying to do, to be perfectly frank, is to give everyone in the process, more sleep and less anxiety, and to do that by creating outcomes and creating processes that people can understand and can come together, so we can all get to those great outcomes into the real world faster. Anyway, I thought it was a good story, and it's always pleasing when we can generate more sleep for those involved in the process and less anxiety. I hope that's of interest, and we'll talk soon.